Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Angela, and today we are starting season 5 of Cobra Kai. I am super excited to start this. I feel like I've been waiting forever, but like we are incredibly lucky that we're getting 2 seasons of Cobra Kai within the same year, within a 9-month period. Like there are babies that were conceived before the last season came out that will not be born until I'm probably done watching this season. It's insane. But I'm representing my homeboy Miyagi today. If you are familiar with my channel, you know that I am a Miyagi fangirl. I am emotionally connected to that man. So just a warning, if I start crying during Miyagi scenes, if there's any flashbacks, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. That's me. That's me. A wreck. A complete wreck. Miyagi wrecks me. I think he's probably one of the most well-written characters in movie history. That's a big statement. But I will also say Karate Kid 2 is probably my favorite Karate Kid movie with Daniel and Miyagi. Of course, I love the Hilary Swank movie because it was a girl doing karate. But when it came to Karate Kid 2, I loved that they were in Okinawa. I loved having a cultural aspect behind the karate, learning about Miyagi and his backstory, which makes sense because, like, he's my dude. But I remember like very specifically hating Chozen. I always thought that he was hot. I thought he was smoking hot, but I was like, I don't like him. He's an asshole. And I'm so excited that he's in this season. We're not just getting one episode, we are getting like Chozen. And I'm going to think that there's going to be a cultural issue for him if he's coming over from Okinawa to California. I think his humor is a little off as well, which I love. But it's just really interesting to me that Daniel is asking him for help. Like this man tried to kill him. Like it's not Johnny who just bullied him in high school, which I'm not like saying that that's like nothing, but like this man tried to kill you. It was a battle to the death, and you gave him mercy. Very opposite of Cobra Kai. Anyway, but their interactions I'm really interested in. Amanda and Chosen's interactions. Johnny and Chozen. The last trailer they showed a scene where Johnny and Chozen went to a Cobra Kai dojo. I don't know who they were talking to. It looked like the little blonde Asian guy that was kind of standing outside of the plane, but I'm wondering how those two work. They're so opposite each other, but they have like a common like thorn in their side from their past, which was Daniel. I would love if they just rehashed like some of like the garbage that they went through with Daniel and kind of just, I don't want to say gang up on him, but like that brotherly thing where there's like there's always one guy that's the patsy. He's always the person that gets picked on, or like he's the butt of the joke. And I hope that that's Daniel. It would be delicious. We saw a couple seconds of Kreese being in jail, and it looks like he's doing completely fine. He's probably in his element, for all I know. But I'm wondering how that story goes forward. How does he get out of jail? Does Johnny bail him out? I hope not. Like, let him sit there for a while. Let him think about his life choices all over again. But then also Terry Silver. Now, I think Terry Silver is a fantastic bad guy because he's charming, he's rich. Like Daniel says, he's this philanthropist that everybody thinks is just doing great things in the valley. He's building all these dojos. And I don't think Terry Silver is like an evil person. His motivation is rooted in anger and hate a little bit. But I do feel like he likes doing good things. He does like using his money to help people. He really likes to help himself. I'm wondering how him cheating and paying off the ref and Tori knowing that, how that affects her relationship with him. I'm really interested to see how he still combats Miyagi-Do because technically they lost. I mean, I guess legally they don't have to abide by a gentleman's handshake, but that's not Daniel. So I'm really interested to see how they maneuver that with Terry because it seems like he's bringing in people to fight a big battle. And then Johnny with like Miguel and Robbie. and navigating all of that. Like I've just talked about all adult relationships, right? Like there's all these kid relationships that are trying to work themselves out. You know, the LaRusso kids, they were kind of assholes last season. Sam had quite a great arc. I think her character being able to be Eagle Fang and Miyagi Do, we're seeing that like she's kind of coming into her own and finding her own karate, and I think that that's great. The moment she had with Tori, you know, where she was very much confused about why Tori was being nice to her or like was concerned about her. Interested to see how Eli and Hawk, whether they're still one and the same or if they're separate. I know he had a new tattoo in the last trailer. I'm interested to see that. Um, of course, the relationships of Tori and Robbie and Miguel and Sam, are they still a thing? Again, I'm not big on teenage relationships, but I do start getting invested in the kids themselves and I want them happy and I want them successful. And more so, I noticed that I changed how I felt about Tori over the course of last season where I was just like, God, I can't stand her. Oh my God, I don't like her. And then I started feeling sympathy for her. And then I started seeing things from her side and her perspective. And it just seems like no matter how hard she tried to pick herself up, somebody was always knocking her down. And then for her to win at the end was super exciting. But then when you find out the ref was paid off, it's just like, damn, she just cannot catch a break. Now, speaking of the LaRusso kids, Anthony is kind of a turd. I don't know if he's going to be involved more in karate because that kid needs discipline. And Daniel should have done better. He should have done better. When they're teenagers is not the right time to establish discipline. That's a lot of change that has to happen in a very hard way. So interested to see Anthony, but also the fact that Kenny, who was like kind of my standout last season, I adore that kid. I thought he was so sweet when he's dancing on the curb to his music, and I felt really bad that all the kids are making fun of him. But I love a free spirit like that. I love somebody who just expresses themselves and is themselves. And I think now he's expressing his inner rage and inner anger. I would love to see his arc kind of crest, kind of go through like the bad kid phase into like, oh shit, I'm not going the right direction and do the right thing. I think that that would be fantastic for Kenny because I just adore him and I want the world for him. I don't know how long we're going to be in Mexico because it looks like from the trailer that Miguel and Robbie kind of got back fairly quickly. I don't know. I don't know the timeline of that. Definitely Johnny in Mexico seems like it would be shenanigans, and I would love to see that. It seems that he's an Uber driver. Johnny trying to figure out technology and just society is hilarious to me. I am so fortunate that like William came back to play this character and be this guy because it has changed the entire view that I have had of Johnny Lawrence. Now I adore him. I absolutely adore him more so than Daniel. Season one and season two, can't say that I felt that way. I was still very much, you know, Team Daniel. I don't know if I'll ever back Cobra Kai. Johnny Lawrence is Cobra Kai, yes. Kreese, no. Terry Silver, seems like he could do good things if he just stopped doing the no mercy thing. And cheating. We don't want cheating anymore. Okay, guys. It's almost midnight. I'm super excited. If there's anything I missed in this intro, believe me, I'm long winded. I'm sure I covered as much as I possibly could in the time that I had. But I'm going to be doing multiple episodes, so there will be several episodes in each reaction. That's just the way I do it. It gives me more to talk about because I have my long-winded commentaries at the end. So it is what it is. Okay, guys, let's get into it. So excited.
Karate is more than a sport. Within every punch and kick lies centuries of tradition.
Is this a commercial?
We believe anyone can be a winner. All you need is the right teacher. It's a new era at Cobra Kai. Come join us.
Yes! He's so charismatic. It's a nice commercial, though. I like Terry Silver as a character and as a bad guy. Is this Chosen? At the LaRusso's house and pool. I love it. Please tell me he has clothes on.
Oh, good morning, Amanda-san.
Crazy enough that you flew him out here? But you didn't tell me he was going to be living with us.
Back in Okinawa, he'd start every morning bathing in his local hot spring.
So let's get him a membership to the YMCA. There are places he can be naked that aren't our backyard.
It's a good plan.
You said the All Valley was the end of it. Sam and Tori had their match. Kreese even went to jail. It's a karate miracle.
Indeed.
Amanda, and if I don't do something, it's only a matter of time before he's brainwashed all the kids in the valley.
I'm not worried about all the kids in the valley. I'm worried about our kids.
Mm.
Call me crazy, but I thought maybe we'd be having Mai Tais by the pool, not watching your Okinawan assassin use it as his training ground.
Yeah. Amanda's like one of the smartest people on this show. She really is. She's the one that's like got her hand on the pulse. She knows what's up. Okay, we're starting out Mexico. Is this Miguel? Oh, I don't want this little baby to be hurt. His mom said that his dad had no idea he even existed.
You need some help, mate?
Yeah. I'd love some help. I think you can help me get to 137 Avenue Santurce?
I can show you.
All right.
Yeah, easy.
Oh, poor Miguel.
It is right here.
They took your bag.
Actually, you don't mind giving me some pesos, do you?
Yeah. How many?
Oh, what, $5 sound fair?
That sounds more than fair.
Oh, great. All right.
Oh, Miguel.
And how much you want to pay for the bag?
The bag?
Yeah. Sweet summer child. Is he gonna whoop their ass?
Welcome to Mexico.
Thanks.
Oh my god.
Got some choice supplies for the next leg of our road trip.
The Eagle Fang van.
And just picked up this badass cell phone. It's got 60 minutos on it. It's like 300 American minutes.
That's not how that works.
Got you a little something to say welcome to Mexico. And don't tell me it's offensive. We bought it in Mexico. It's their idea.
You know, we had one goal going into the All Valley. Beat Cobra Kai. We walked away with a first-place trophy thanks to Eli. As far as the rest of the tournament, well, it just didn't go our way.
Oh, poor Sam.
As of today, I am shutting down Miyagi-Do Karate.
What?
Well, what is he starting?
With everything going on at Cobra Kai, continuing to operate Miyagi-Do only leaves a target on your backs.
Great. Guess I'm getting a summer job.
Kind of surprising he didn't talk that over with his daughter first.
I know you're disappointed, Sam.
I just want to make things right. This is all my fault.
No, Sam. It's mine. With Johnny gone, it's on me to fix this. I know firsthand that Silver isn't afraid of putting kids in harm's way.
Ooh.
And I have to keep all of you out of it.
Ooh, that gave me cold chills. I hope his dad's cool. But not like drug cartel cool. Don't let it be that guy.
Me llamo Miguel Díaz. Mi madre es Carmen Díaz.
Se ve buena la ruca.
Ella es de Ecuador.
Sácame este güey de aquí.
Vamos.
Miguel! Oh, no.
El vato que estás buscando no soy yo. Y la mera neta, yo no conozco a ninguna pinche Carmen. Así es que vete mucho a chingar a tu madre.
Jeez. It's rough.
Would you take me down to Mexico and not mention once we were coming to get Miguel? Come on, Robbie, let's go down to Mexico together. Come back with some stories.
When I heard Miguel was in trouble, I had to do something. I just couldn't leave you at home. I'm done doing that.
Aww.
And when we get there, what do you plan on doing?
I'll ask around if anyone saw Miguel.
That's the big plan.
Of course not. We come up dry, I'll check the Mexican phone book.
Oh my
Gosh.
God. You drove me over 1,000 miles to check a phone book? You might as well put Miguel's face on a milk carton.
They still do that?
Jeez.
Dad, watch out!
Cool.
I tried to stop Cobra Kai on my own. There's only one way to end this. We have to cut the head off the snake.
I can do that.
Yeah. Hey, whoa, no, I didn't mean literally cut his head off.
You could try. I'd like to see it.
They're for blocking and stabbing and clawing and gouging.
Okay, Dill.
He's so dark. I love it.
Silver may be crazy, but he's not dumb. He always thinks 2 moves ahead. We have to be careful with this guy.
He must be careful with this guy. Take me to Terry Silver.
It's not going to go the way he wants it to, but I enjoy it. Oh, girl, don't obsess about it. Keep watching it when she asks you if you're okay.
Miguel?
Hey, Sam.
Where are you? Are you okay? I kept calling, and did you find him?
That's actually why I'm calling right now.
That's why you're calling? Your mom is so worried. Your mom and grandma left Ecuador to get away from your dad. They probably did it for a good reason. You're not even asked what happened at the tournament? You knew what it meant for me to face Tori. Not gonna ask if I won or lost.
How are you making this about you right now? There are more important things than karate, Sam.
Yeah, there are.
Oof.
Héctor, ¿qué haces? Ese trabajo de Rogelio.
Acaba de tener un bebé. Hay que darle chance.
Is that his dad? He's smoking hot.
I know I haven't been there for you, Robbie. More times than I can count. But I've also failed Miguel. I'm out here trying to fix my mistakes so I don't have to live with the regret of making them.
Daniel-san, look. I have seen these moves before.
You have?
Ooh, specific style of karate.
Sung-young.
Kim Sung-young.
Excuse me, my name is Terry Silver. Master is Kim Sung-young of South Korea. My teacher sends his respects.
That's a real person?
He's very real. His style was controversial.
What was controversial about it?
I will demonstrate.
I don't know. Aggressive is what it
His
is.
style is based on deception. No honor, no mercy.
You could have just told me.
To catch serpent, you must think like serpent. We will use his style against him.
How will we do that?
I really love Chozen. I love him so much. I'm so happy he's here. I don't know, like they're just like this random glances of him. Hector seems like a stand-up dude, but I don't know, he could be like a dirtbag or something. Ooh.
So buy your ticket. It's for some drinks and snacks.
He's sending him home?
Sorry I dragged you into this, Robbie.
Robbie's gonna stay.
English?
Australian.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Gave him directions, yeah.
All right, great. Can you tell me which way you went?
You know, it might be easier if I show you.
It's heading here. X marks the spot.
It's a bad idea.
Yep.
All right, man, so what's the scam? Give me some bum address, try to steal my wallet?
No, the address is real. As for your money, I'm gonna end up with it either way, mate. So we can either do it the easy way or the fun way.
Fun way.
You have 5 seconds to tell me which way that kid went. I'm gonna take that surfboard and I'm gonna shove it so far up your ass your friends are gonna be surfing you.
Okay.
All right?
The fun way.
Yeah, the fun way.
Good.
Watch out, Johnny. Yes. Father-son team up. I love it. And the music. Fantastic. I'm not mad at any of it. Oh. Okay. Still didn't get the address, but I enjoyed that. Oh no. Is this guy his dad?
Aquí está el momento justo.
Salvaste a mi hijo. Eres un héroe. Por favor, ven a cenar con nosotros.
Oh, dinner with dad.
Oh, I'm Hector Salazar.
Miguel.
It's wonderful to meet you, Miguel.
It's nice to meet you too.
My heart is breaking a little bit.
This is strange. I feel like we've met somewhere before. Maybe you're a stranger, but tonight you're family. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, vamos. Come on.
Vamos.
Oh. Well, why did Carmen want to get away from him? That's the question.
You're right, it was a mistake to bring you here.
No, it wasn't. Technically, you kidnapped and transported a minor across the border. But we got a good story out of it, but I'm gonna stay. I'm trying to make things right, and I want to help you. At least now we know where we're going. X marks the spot, right?
All right.
Oh, and then Johnny's gonna show up and probably just ruin like the little family thing that Miguel's got going on.
Our competition has closed up shop, and the Valley now looks to us to lead the way. Right now, we're strangers. But I can tell you, we won't be strangers for long. For everyone else, it's summer vacation.
Mai Tais.
Kai now has more students than ever before. You must prove yourself in the way of the fist.
I hate the way he does things.
It's time to see if you're worthy.
It's a Chozen.
Welcome to Cobra Kai.
Infiltrating.
Again!
Is this supposed to be Sato?
What you saw?
拳に優しいやつ。お前お首を者が何ぶちかましてくれてんねんこら。名誉なき人間はな、男じゃねえんだよ。お前男になりてえか挑戦。それとも臆病者になりてえか。
Well, we know how he got to be that way, so.
When I look around today, I see the future. Sensei Kreese fell victim to his demons, but John Kreese is not Cobra Kai. We are. That's why I've brought in some of the finest senseis in the valley. Consider this their job interview.
So, you are champion, eh?
Yeah. I guess.
Oh, I guess.
Then I will not go easy on you.
It's actually a good thing. I wouldn't want anyone to go easy on me.
Necesito que mueva la van. Gracias, gracias. It's custom decal.
God, Johnny.
Yo quiero hombre. Hector the Salazar.
No conozco ningún Héctor Salazar. No. Tienes que mover la van, por favor. No. Mueve la van. Mueve la van, por favor.
No, you cannot have the van.
He doesn't want the van.
I don't know if this Hector guy is so dangerous. I don't think we should just be throwing his name around.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta shake the tree to get the apples.
Or we can just climb the tree ourselves.
What does that mean? What tree?
Oh,
The
Jesus,
apples.
Johnny.
You just said that you wanted... Wait.
Hey!
Did he just throw a burrito? Yeah, that is definitely a nice house. His dad is not into good things.
Little guy is a real handful.
You ever think of having any more, or...?
He's not mine. He's from her previous marriage. Never had any kid of my own.
Oh boy.
Oh. I was almost a family man once, but she left.
Ask him why she left. Very important.
You gotta come out with me. You'll love it. Please, come on. You can't leave Mexico without a few stories, right?
Te va a encantar. I owe you. Let me show you a good time.
Something's not right about him.
You are better than this.
How would you know?
It is obvious. You are troubled. Maybe you do not want to train anymore now that you are champion, huh?
I don't just fight for a trophy. I want to be strong. What about you? Why be a sensei?
Honor.
That's it?
That is everything.
Yeah, Tori.
No one can take honor from you. Only you can take honor from yourself. If you want to break free of troubles, you must face them directly. Center. Breathe. Push. Attack! Yes!
Nice work, Nichols.
Now,
this.
He's doing that fighting style.
You know Tang Sudal?
Yep.
Where are you from exactly, Sensei Joe?
Kyoto.
I've always loved the Fushimi Inari Shrine.
Too many tourists. Nanzenji Temple. Much better for your next visit.
Is that a test? I don't know what just happened there. Chozen seems strategic.
Impound lot said we need 4,000 pesos. It's like $1 million.
It's $200, but still, we only have.
Thank God Robbie's here. He's the brains of the operation.
It's a red Savina. The thing will burn a hole right through you.
Oh God, Johnny. Oh, Johnny.
I'll do it.
No, Robbie, I gotta sit to this.
Like you said, this is our best shot.
I actually trust Robbie to do better at this than Johnny. Whoa. Whoa. Oh.
Morirá antes de la segunda ronda.
Second round.
Uno más. Give me the hottest pepper you got.
El dragón!
Dragon? That sounds serious. Yeah, his dad's got too much money. There's something not stirring the Kool-Aid with this.
Nikki, oh my God, are you okay?
You lied to me. He doesn't even know I exist. He's nothing like what you said he was. You were wrong about him. All of these things I missed out on because of you.
Oof. This white girl could not handle it. He's focusing. Did he actually put it in his mouth? I don't think he did. Guy's intense. When your jaw makes your head flex, that's something. I don't think Robbie ate that.
I'd love to hear more how a Japanese master ended up in the valley.
I am happy to tell you the story.
Dinner and drinks at my house. I'll see you tonight.
I don't like that. I know Chozen thinks he's getting one up on Terry Silver, but I feel like Terry Silver's getting one up on Chozen.
Excited to take things to the next level?
What's the point? You'll just pay to make me champion again.
I love how direct she is.
So you don't deny it?
Not at all. You still won the fight.
Did I?
You're the champion. I know it. The Russo knows it. The whole valley knows it. If a person steals food to survive, are they cheating?
They're stealing.
Or are they doing what must be done? If you choose to leave, I won't hold it against you. But if you come back tomorrow, I will make you the future of this dojo.
She can't pass that up either from her upbringing.
The decision is yours.
God, he's such a good manipulator. I've never wanted to hug Tori more.
Yeah, I still don't know how you managed to eat that last chili.
I didn't.
What were you chewing on then?
Smart. He's a smart kid.
But I think I heard Hector say they were going someplace. El Hoyo Verde.
They're going to Arroyo Verde.
He's so white.
All right, we're on our way.
Oh, it's a fighting place. Okay.
I made a lot of money back in the day, but not in the restaurant business. You know? The kind of business where you make a lot of friends in high places. Enemies too. But I put the past away.
You go. Be smarter than that.
Putting the past away. Salud.
I mean, he wants to know his dad. No better way to get to know him.
My uncle tried to teach me about honor, but I was not ready to learn. I thought shortcuts, cheating would get me through faster. You will find his weakness. What pushed him to his limit.
Is this a different house?
Reveal his true colors for all to see.
If he sees a weakness, he may not even know until it's too late. He got me on his side once. He'll try to do the same thing with you.
That is an interesting carafe or whatever they are.
How long you been in the valley?
1 year. I was planning to retire when I saw your advertisement.
So why do you want the job?
You assume I want the job. I am not yet sure.
Ooh.
I was raised by my uncle. My father died when I was young.
What killed him?
Cowardice. I struggled with my own cowardice. I lost a fight. A fight I should have won. Rivalries die slow deaths, especially in Japan.
I have a rival in this dojo business, in fact. This guy, LaRusso.
It's manipulation. I can already feel it.
It's never too late to get the last laugh. Grab your drink. I want to show you something.
Why don't you eat your food? I want to eat that food. Just walking in with FBI shirts on.
Hector the Salazar, you know him?
Why is he calling him Hector the Salazar? Yeah, dicey.
Hector, aquí hay unos gringos preguntando por ti.
Gringos? Who were you on the phone with earlier?
My mother.
You came to Mexico all alone?
Yeah. I was backpacking like I said.
I know what you said.
Yikes.
No.
Are you with the feds?
No, absolutely not. Hey, what's it?
Oh, God.
Give me your phone.
I got nothing on my phone, man. I'm in high school.
Don't make me ask again.
Oh, boy. Johnny and his stupid t-shirts causing this. He's gonna see a picture of Carmen. Oh. So close.
People are not always what they seem.
Yep.
You can never be too short.
Yep. Heed that warning, Miguel. Oh no, they think they're pointing at Hector. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, Johnny. I mean, like, I'm not to be rude, but Johnny is really old.
Catch!
The pepper!
Catch!
That's so stupid.
This was wielded by Uesugi Kenshin himself. It's called Meo Ado Kyodai.
Honored brother.
There are few things more valuable than a great story, don't you think?
Story is only words. Belief in story, much more valuable. You aspire to something far greater. What is your true ambition?
My only legacy is Cobra Kai. The lessons we teach are the tools that kids all over the world need to become stronger.
His intentions are good.
And what is this plan?
That's something I might feel comfortable confiding in my right-hand man, if you're willing to take the job.
Yosh.
I don't like it. It's like I have such a hard time trusting it.
Well, Maria. And then Luis.
They'll be fine. She's only after my money in the first place.
How would you say that?
People will always come after what's yours.
What happened in Ecuador?
Yeah, what happened in Ecuador?
Success happened.
Oh, the bad kind, probably.
That woman I told you about, I was practically your age when we got married. She couldn't stand me doing my business. And her mother even worse. Trataron de joderme a mí, un hombre exitoso. Y los corruptos hijos de puta en Ecuador hicieron lo mismo.
Calm down. Bring it down a notch.
And you know what I regret? Nothing. Nothing. That is the cost of doing business.
It's just biology, Miguel. Walk away, man.
I should probably get going, actually.
Yeah? Cuídate mucho, cabroncito.
Oh, Miguel.
Miguel?
I'm sorry. You were right.
Please, tell me you're okay, Miguel.
Miguel!
So dramatic and beautiful at the same time. Oh, he's gonna look up and see Robbie.
Am I early?
On the contrary. Right on time.
Yeah.
Fall in.
He knows.
It seems you weren't entirely honest with me, were you? Chosen.
Anyone who takes this man down gets the job.
Oh, I'm loving this though. I love seeing Chozen back in action. Not fighting Terry Silver, unfortunately. I love the slow-mo. Nice. Oh, damn. What if no one beats him? Ooh. Is he gonna fight Terry Silver? Please fight Terry Silver.
Now we draw a line. No more expansion. No challenge Miyagi-Do. Do not come near Russo family. You cross line, you will beg for mercy.
Ooh. I love Chozen's intensity. Okay, back with some flair. I'm so happy about Chozen. I knew obviously Terry Silver was going to realize that something was up and he was going to be onto him at some point. But I thoroughly liked their interaction together. It was like two people playing chess. Like Daniel is smart, but he's checkers. He's checkers. Definitely Chozen. He's intimidating. He's very intelligent. But I do like the flashback that we got with Sato. I was a little thrown off that he put the pillow back in the sand. So obviously he just continued to cheat. So I'm not quite sure like what lesson was learned in that. But if anything, it was like the continuance of cheating yourself out of your own honor. I do like the conversation that he has with Tori, and saying that she needs to work on her mind, not just her body. And I like that she's struggling a little bit with still being at Cobra Kai and working with Terry Silver, but also I can understand that from her background and kind of not having people believing in her to having Terry Silver, who owns all these dojos. He has all this money. He's doing all this for the community. And he did this thing for you, which even though it was cheating, he still put his neck on the line a little bit and wants to make you the face of the dojo. Like, how does a girl who's struggling with money, struggling with a life path, pass that up? That's an opportunity that's laid in front of her that, like, if she doesn't try to go with and take out of it what she can, she could definitely miss out. I'm really liking just like Tori in general, just having a conflict dealing with knowing that maybe she didn't actually earn this championship. And even if she did, which we know she stepped out of bounds and that hit shouldn't have counted and Sam probably should have won. But the fact that she is feeling like kind of like a conflict within herself about that, I like that. I like when people like have that struggle of morality. Now, then with Sam, she keeps studying the fight between her and Tori, and I don't know if it's a vengeance against Tori or if it's kind of like she's just struggling with the fact that she didn't win and Miyagi-Do suffered because of it. And I know that's a lot of responsibility for her to have on her shoulders because it's not her fault. I kind of forgot that Eli won. I don't know how I forgot that he won. Like when Daniel mentions it, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Because I'm more so focused on this Tori Sam story than I was about Miyagi-Do actually winning a championship. You know, Daniel shutting down Miyagi-Do makes complete sense, and them not having targets on their back really does, I think, help him to be able to concentrate on just taking Terry Silver down. But I think now, with Chozen being exposed, Miyagi-Do is going to become a thing again. Thank God. Thank God, because I have a lot of Miyagi-Do t-shirts. And if they had to go with Eagle Fang or they had to rename it something else, I was going to be a little bummed. Okay. So, Johnny and Robbie, I'm glad they had the moments that they did, kind of father-son bonding, even though it's the weirdest things to bond over. Beating up some Australian guys and winning a pepper eating contest. Changing a tire together. I think that's a very much a father-son thing to do. Robbie not knowing that like Miguel was the reason why they were in Mexico, and then Miguel seeing Robbie at the end of the episode, you know, it kind of just there's still going to be this issue with them being rivals and having to like fight over Johnny's, I don't even know if it's fighting over Johnny's love, but definitely his attention, because one needs a dad. Well, both need a dad, but one didn't have him as a father when he should have, and the other one had him as a father. And now there's like this conflict of like, who does Johnny love more, or like, you know, like who's really like the son in Johnny's eyes. And I think Johnny sees them as equal. Like he loves both of his children, he loves both of his sons. He's gonna flub it, like he's gonna he's gonna mess it up because it's Johnny and it's what he does. And as much as I adore Johnny, he is not a smart man. He's just not. And I adore that about him, but the times when he needs to be smart, sometimes he just really messes it up. Miguel meeting his father, spending time with his father, and then realizing who his father actually is. Devastating for Miguel. Essentially, his father's insulting Carmen and his grandmother. They did the right thing by Miguel by getting the hell out of there, and he realizes this, and he just really wanted to have that fatherly relationship. And you know, seeing Hector with the little boy with Luis, you know, that didn't help. I just want Miguel happy. I want everybody happy in the show. I want Tori happy, I want Robbie happy, Miguel happy, Sam happy, you know, Kenny happy. I want everybody happy except Terry Silver. Actually, even then, like, you know, if you think about Terry Silver and what he wants, he doesn't want to indoctrinate children to like believe in like anger and violence. Like it's his way, it's what he knows. He doesn't see it that way. Like he's too much inside of it to realize that it's broken. It's a broken system. His intentions, I think, are actually honorable and good. The way he goes about it, not so much. And we only got a quick flashback of Miyagi, so it just made me happy. It didn't make me sad. When there's a lesson that Daniel learns from Miyagi, that's when I get waterworks in my eyes. But I like the flashback with Sato. I think that actor was overacting a little bit, if I do say so myself. But I'm guessing we're gonna get more flashbacks, and I don't know if they have like footage from Karate Kid Part 2 with Chozen and Sato that maybe they didn't put in the movie, or you know, it's just cutting room floor kind of stuff. But that would be really cool if they had that. But I think we started kind of the adult chapter, the first two episodes here, and I want to get back to the kids. I would love some Eli and Dimitri shenanigans. I would love, you know, like some Tori interaction, maybe with Sam. More Amanda. I always want more Amanda. Um, I don't know if that was Chosen's butt that we were seeing. I don't think I needed to see that, but I know she didn't want to see it. And I always stand by this, that Amanda knows what's best. She knows what's best. She is the voice of reason. She's the smartest one in the show. Okay, guys, I'm looking forward to finishing this series this weekend. I'm going to just power through them all, but I am looking forward to each and every episode. Come back here, turn on your notifications so you know when I've posted the next set of reactions. But you can head over to my Patreon for all the long format reactions. You do need your own copy. And then there's also early reactions over there for The Sandman and currently The Expanse, and sometimes movie reactions. I think right now, Prey, that was released this year, the Predator prequel, is over on my Patreon. But other than that, guys, I'll see ya.